Hey y'all, and welcome to the Sprinkle Factory YouTube channel where we cover everything culinary. This is Chef Sprinkle here, and I am back with another recipe. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button so you can be a part of the Sprinkle family too. Today we're going to be making Cajun chicken and shrimp pasta. Let's get right into it. Now first we're going to start with our fresh veggies, you guys. Cut them up. You have your onions and your bell peppers and your garlic and all of that good stuff. But don't forget your broccoli too. So all of the measurements are going to be at the bottom of the screen, so you can follow along. A really cool trick, you guys, is touching your sink stainless steel after cutting onions, and it literally takes the smell right off of your hands. Now what we're going to start with is our pasta water. We want to season that with a tablespoon of salt just to give our pasta some flavor. We are going to be using a 1-pound box of celatani. I love celatani because all of the grooves hold the sauce really well. Against popular opinion, do not add oil to your water because the sauce won't stick. And while you're boiling it, leave your wooden spoon in the pot and it will totally prevent boilovers. Why? I don't know. My Nana taught me and it totally works. The next thing that we want to do is we want to prepare our proteins, you guys. And what that's going to be for this pasta, we have a pound of beef kielbasa, and we also have 2 chicken breasts, and we have a few shrimp, and I'll get to that later. We're going to do that a little differently. So of course we're going to season our chicken breast. We're going to season it with our just a sprinkle all-purpose seasoning. You guys, you can use this on anything. As you've seen, if you've been a Sprinkle family member on our YouTube channel for a long while now, it literally is the only seasoning I use for everything. The website link is in the description, so definitely head on over there and grab your bottle. And then once you create these recipes, make sure you send me pictures of them. I love to see what you guys create. So of course, a very important tip, and some people don't find this important, but I don't know why. Season both sides of your food. You eat both sides, so let's go ahead and season both sides up, okay? Once we get that done, we are actually going to begin to build the layers of our pasta in flavor. What I like to start with is my sausage, and I like to go ahead and extract the oils and the flavors and the seasonings of the sausage. So this way, when we start to add our onions and our bell peppers and all of our vegetables, we already have that base flavor from the kielbasa, which is really super delicious, and it's all going to penetrate our vegetables and marry and become one, and everybody's going to have a blast in the flavor party. We are going to add all of our vegetables, and at this point, guys, this is when you make it your own, okay? You add as many bell peppers as you like. You add as many onions as you like. If you don't like the bell peppers, take them out. Substitute it for more broccoli. I tell you guys all the time, this is totally your thing, okay? It's the amount of love that you put into it is what it's going to taste like, and you literally can do whatever you want with it, okay? I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but it is very important to wash all of your produce and all of your protein. Again, I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, but I did just want to make sure if I did that I reiterated it. So we have all of our vegetables in here, and they are going to become nice and tender and delicious. And of course, as with everything, you want to make sure that you season your dishes in layers. So now we're going to go ahead and season the vegetables and make sure we get those nice and jazzed up. And we're just going to continue to cook it down until they get a little more tender, okay? So right now I have the pot probably on like a medium heat, and you can keep it there. Don't cook it too high, don't cook it too low, and you should be just fine. So in another skillet, I have a tablespoon of butter. The skillet has been heating up, and I'm just going to melt the butter and simply coat the entire pan. This is the skillet that I am using for my chicken breast. Chicken breast is actually very simple. Again, we're just going to put it in a hot pan with that little bit of butter just to ensure that it doesn't stick, and butter gives everything more flavor too. So once we cook the chicken breast, I'm going to give it about 5 to 6 minutes on each side. Chicken should be at an internal temperature of 165 before you consider it fully cooked, okay? Again, I'm going to just do it a couple minutes on each side, then I'm going to cut it up, only because we still have more cooking to do to it in the pasta. Okay, so you want to make sure that you get a good color on your chicken breast and it's nice and seasoned with it just a sprinkle, which is awesome. So what I have here is I have some hot pepper sauce, some Tabasco. I also have some Parmesan cheeses, some cornstarch, some heavy whipping cream, and also a couple of cups of milk. Again, like always, you see a bunch of ingredients everywhere, but of course I will walk you through it. First things first is I do have a cup of mozzarella cheese, and I'm going to add a teaspoon of cornstarch to the cheese. I'm going to mix it up, and magically this has become our thickening agent for our sauce. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and add in our full pint of heavy whipping cream as well as our milk. Now the difference, you guys may see heavy whipping cream in the store, and you also may see a carton that just says heavy cream. Heavy whipping cream just has a little bit more sweetness in it because it is intended to use for actual whipped cream. So what we're going to do after that is we're going to add in our pasta. We added in our Parmesan cheese, our grated Parmesan cheese, and our shredded cheese. It's actually coming up next, but I just used both of them because I think that the grated Parmesan cheese actually gives it an additional thickness as well as the original flavor that everyone is used to when it comes to Alfredo. But I also add the shredded Parmesan cheese because it has a fresher taste. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add in the all of the Parmesan cheeses. We're going to mix this up a bit. Now it may look like it's actually a little loose as far as an Alfredo sauce goes, but once you add in the cornstarch coated mozzarella and you mix it around and all of the cheeses get nice and melty, it actually will thicken up on its own. Once we allow it to get nice and melty, as you guys saw, we added in our chicken. You want to get an oven safe dish because the next step is we are going to bake this. We are going to pile it up high, as high as you can get it, without it overflowing in the oven. What I do, and I'm super guilty of, is I will immediately grab a rubber spatula and I will make sure I get every piece of bit of sauce out of my pot, bowl, whatever I'm using. So that's what I'm doing here, you guys. But once I do that, I am going to sprinkle the top with mozzarella cheese as well as shredded cheddar cheese, and we are going to bake this off in the oven until it gets nice and bubbly and melty and golden brown. Once I top it with the mozzarella cheese and the shredded cheddar cheese, I am going to add a little dry parsley, or what I like to call food glitter. I think it makes everything look 10 times more delicious as long as you don't overdo it. Okay, so we're going to top it a little bit with our food glitter. We're going to give it another quick sprinkle of just a sprinkle all-purpose seasoning, just to make sure the top is nice and flavorful and seasoned like everything else. And we are going to throw it in the oven at 400 for about 15 to 20 minutes until it is nice and bubbly. Now, what I'm going to do next, you guys, is a little unorthodox, but I'm doing it this way only because as I'm preparing this dish, I have someone with a seafood allergy and I have someone who did not care for seafood. So I'm actually just cooking the shrimp separate, but I am going to make sure that I have a nice Alfredo sauce to cover them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the shrimp in a hot skillet. As you can see, I added butter to this as well, like I did with the chicken. We're going to cook the shrimp a few minutes, so probably roughly 3 to 4 minutes on each side. You guys, it's completely up to you. You know how brown you want the shrimp. Just make sure that they are fully cooked through. Now, once I do this, in the exact same pan, we are going to create an Alfredo sauce for the shrimp. So this way, the people who do eat seafood won't even recognize a difference. So I'm just showing this to you this way so you can have another trick in your back pocket and just save it for later in case you need it. So what you see I've done, I've added the heavy cream, I've added the shredded Parmesan, I've added the garlic. I allow it to lightly boil for about 2 minutes. And as you see, we've made Alfredo sauce around our shrimp. Now, our pasta is nice and bubbly. Nice and golden brown. Everything came out super, super delicious. You can see all of the flavors in there. You can see the vegetables, you can see the meats, of course the cheeses, the cream sauce, the pasta. This is an extraordinary dish and super easy to just put one pan or one pot on the table for your week's dinner. Now, in true Sprinkle Factory fashion, you guys already know we have to slow it down with a slow mo. And just like that, you guys have made Cajun chicken and shrimp pasta. As always, I love y'all. As my grandma would say, this dish is finger licking time. I would love if you guys send me pictures of your creations. I always love to see those. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. As always, I'll see y'all next time.